All right, this is the design process, and if you think of those two words together, design and process, and separate them and take them apart. Design means a plan for the construction of an object or a system. So actually making a plan to actually create something that's real, something that's very relevant to us as we're designing our inventions. We're trying to make a plan for the construction of what we're going to make. A process is taking steps or a routine to reach a goal. And so this design process is a set of steps that can help you to reach your goal of creating something, taking an idea from your head and bringing it to life. A good way to understand the design process and see the design process in action is a show called The Design Squad. You can click on this link to find the Design Squad and watch an episode or watch a clip from this episode, and they do a nice job of actually applying the design system, and it's kids around your age that are actually doing that. This is an overview of the design process. As you can see, you just follow the arrows. It starts with the red box up there, consider the problem, and follows the arrows in a series of steps, and this is just a way we can keep our work organized as we design something. So let's start. The first part of the design process is consider the problem. Whenever you're considering the problem, you're usually setting a goal. You want to state the problem, put into words the results you want to get by the time you're done. That goal will then help you to keep on track as you go through. If you're creating a paper airplane, you need to state your goals. If you say you want your paper airplane to go very far, that is your goal. So you could set the goal early on. I want my paper airplane to go 50 feet. And that will keep you focused as you go through the process. The next step is research solutions. Researching solutions is a very important idea in this design process because many people have gone before us and have done things to design different things, and so we can learn from them. Different examples of things you can research. You could research on the internet, but you can also research in books. Another idea that people don't think of as research, but it can be research, is you could talk to someone at home, or even better, talk to an expert in whatever area you're trying to research. People can be very full of information, and you can use them in this project as a research tool. The next step is, and if we were to talk about researching solutions, maybe you will go onto the internet to see how other paper airplanes are made. The next step is to design and construct. Whenever you design and construct, that means using drawings or sketches or descriptions to design things, to put ideas from your head and kind of put them on paper. And it's an easy way to quickly write down what you're thinking instead of actually starting into building something. It can solve a lot of problems, but you want to decide on what you want to do, and using drawings or sketches can help you do that. Writing out descriptions and words, those are all great ways to take an idea from your head and put it on paper. It's also good to be able to collaborate with other people. If you put your idea on paper, you're able to explain your idea to lots of different people. Then you work to build. If you go online and you decide you're going to make the Dart style plane, this is the place where you actually maybe make some drawings, set out your ideas, and then actually do the paper folding to make the Dart style plane. The next two, test the solution and evaluate results, they go together. You can run as many tests as you like. Obviously, the more tests you run, the better your invention is going to be. After you run a test, so if you're going to test, you would collect data on how far the plane goes, see how it performs. After you run a test, you want to basically do something called evaluate. Evaluate's just to decide using data. And so if it works, you share the invention with the world. You're done. If it doesn't work, though, you have to go back around and redesign. And so evaluation is basically asking a question. How far did the plane go? And what can be changed to make the plane go further? If you are all done and ready to finish, then you've gone through the design process, but that very rarely happens. In the real world, the design process continues in a loop. So you would start at the beginning. You'd consider the problem. Again, you'd research the solutions for that little problem. Say your paper airplane doesn't fly. straight. You'd research, how can I get my paper airplane to fly straight? That's your problem. So you've stated your problem, you've researched solutions, you design and construct, you go back to your paper airplane and redesign, reconstruct, and then you retest. And if you evaluate and decide you're good, you share your results with the world. If not, you have to go back to the drawing board and redesign. The design process doesn't have to look like the model I just showed you. This is the model they use on the design squad. And you can see what they like to do is they like to kind of go around in a circle after you design and build, test and evaluate, redesign, build, test and evaluate, redesign, until you're ready to share the solution. And that is the design process.